why is it so impossible? They're closing the gates of this country, the one that's supposed to welcome any person that wants to pursue, you know, their dreams.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a historical perspective here. I think that, respectfully, the gentleman is missing, and that is at the time when they had Ellis Island and the great, you know, movement into the United States. Well, understand this: that most of what we call the right way didn't exist back then. You basically had to show up and not have typhoid. And congratulations, you're American citizen.
That's correct.
So it's a different standard.
In some manner, something was wrong with you. You were poor, you were diseased, or you were handicapped. You would be turned back.
Right. So now, but now we have a different set of criteria, and now immigrants don't look like white Europeans. They now look like dark-skinned people from other parts of the world. And we have an entirely different set of structure and laws. Before, it wasn't so dependent on your economic ability to pay the fees. Now it's entirely about what you can afford, how you can buy. We have a set of principles, policies that make immigration, that actually encourage illegal immigration. Absolutely, it does. No, I'm sorry, sir.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Actually, it's the fault of the system. Because they have not been able to get over this slavery shit.
And I think that most people here
first they
arrive, and then we'll get a general assembly. We'll have
the Chinese and the Irish, and then the Italians, and now it's the Mexicans. I understand what you're saying. And there's a reason for it. It's a magnet. It's a magnet. But see, I know people who have been waiting in line for 15 years, and they're very resentful. These are people who are going to come into this country legally, and they say, why do I have to wait 15 years?
Well, and I'll tell you that a lot of, and I understand, respectfully, I understand where you're coming from, but there's an economic imperative for a lot of people that just don't have the time to sit there and wait around because their kids are starving. And I can tell you, look, just like probably both of you gentlemen, I'm a veteran too. I'm the oldest son of the oldest son of the oldest son of the oldest son that served in the United States Army. Right? So I'm a proud patriotic American, but I can understand the plight. I am, and I have done so.
Don't give it away.
Sir, I've defended myself. I don't need to just.
Go ahead.
I've stood opposed.
Continue with what you're saying.
What I'm telling you is that as a veteran, as a patriotic American, I can understand the plight of human beings that are trying to make a transition from some area, because it's part of the human condition. We all want better for our families. And I can assure you that as a father or grandfather, I'm sure there's not a single thing in this world that you wouldn't do for your family, for your children, for your grandchildren. You would do whatever you possibly could. I can identify that in these immigrants. I can identify that they're doing with that. So I don't think that we should be criminalizing them when we have a system that encourages that to happen.
I see what you're saying, but listen to this, okay? How am I going to explain people who come to me and they're very bitter because they say, I waited 15 years. These people come across and they want a buffet table spread in front of them. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I would tell you that I challenge the idea that people that come over here want a buffet spread across them. What people that come over want is an opportunity to bite at the same apple we've all bitten at, and that is the American dream, the ability to come over and make their way. They don't want nothing for free, but they want to work. That's why they have 2 or 3 jobs. That's why they have 2 or 3 jobs.
Don't you think that they should come over and process like everybody else?
Yes. I'll tell you what I do think. I do think that we need to have changes in our laws and reform to our system that encourages that. I think that any law, and it's un-American, decidedly un-American, for us to have policies in place that separate and split up families. That's not the American way. That's not American values. But we have a process.
You're talking about people that are here, their families now.
Right. I mean, if their children are born here, guess what? The 14th Amendment says you're an American citizen. No one should be taken away from their mother because of the policy. It's specifically in America. I think that we can do better. I think that we haven't made immigration reform a priority because we're so busy concerned over, well, let's have this close the door mentality. My family's already here, so forget all of you. And that's the problem.
See, that's not the rationale that I'm using.
No, I understand, but I think that's what a lot of people do.
This is what I'm telling you. Look, if I drive down the street, I'm going too fast. I get a ticket. If I do shoplifting,
so do they.
I get. No, let me finish telling you. You're missing the point. Listen carefully. If I break the law, I'm going to pay for it. These people come across illegally, they break the laws. They sometimes do what they call identity theft. They use wrongful documents, fraud, stuff like that. And you're asking me to turn the other way? See, that's
no. That's not what I'm asking you. Actually,
have you read the book by Dostoevsky, The Brothers Karamazov?
Yes.
Okay, now it talks about that. It talks about this, after a while, how much can you turn the other way where everything is legal? even murder. You can't do that.
Well, I mean,
at some point in time, you have to enforce the law.
absolutely, and I think that we're both talking about the same thing, and that is fixing the problem, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but you don't fix the problem with laws that are punitive towards the migrants, and don't have laws that are punitive towards the businesses.
Can I say
You talked about that
something?
magic.
No,
You talked about that magnet to bring them over.
I agree with you. We have to punish the magnet. I agree with that. We need reform. We need it now.
That's what
But
a lot
see, the thing is that everybody is so screwed up.
Going back to the block. I'm going back to the block party in a little
Everybody
bit.
straddles the fence. No, you can't.
I'm gonna run over there and document you guys working.
So they want to push it like this.
Well, I think what these people here are doing now are bringing those issues to light. I mean, that's exactly what they're advocating for. Changes to the system that many feel is unfair. I think we can all agree.
Let me tell you why I'm here, okay? I got a call from somebody from Southern Park. They're coming over. They haven't had the people coming over to observe because they're thinking about doing the same thing. And so he said, come show up and then observe and put it there and tell us what you think. So I'm going to